All right, well, just as I said, knocked off the high spots with 180 and then went over the whole roof with 320 and came out pretty nice. A little bit right there, the high build primer that's underneath this matrix is the U-pole, and it was almost white. It said light gray, but it was basically white. And you can see right there where it went through to the primer that's underneath, and so there's plenty of material there left for 400 and 600, and then a little spot right up there as well under the white primer. So I didn't get the orange peel completely out of it. You know, I didn't want to go too deep with it and get 320 grit scratches too deep into the primer, so left some of the orange peel, just kind of trying to get most of it out. So going to go ahead and guide coat this again and go 400, and then we're going to stop at 400 and move on to the next section of the car. And then at the very end, right before we after we paint the jams, we'll come back and do 600 on everything. So we'll keep making progress, and if we need anything good to show you, we'll come back and show that to you. All right, there's Matt. He came home from school, and we put him straight to work. I mean, we didn't even let him get anything to drink or a snack or do any homework or anything, just straight out to block sanding. And so he's working on the trunk. He's working on 320 right now, and we're trying not to use the air blower to blow the dust around, trying to keep it relatively clean in preparation for painting, so we don't have so much to do when we get ready to paint. The roof is done in 400, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. Had an area right here. It was a little bit low right there, but I left some extra material in this area, even down into the skim coat that we left below there for that very reason. So we were able to get that out with just getting to the epoxy right there. And so this is the matrix high build. This is the U-pole high build that was underneath it, and then there's a little skim coat, and then there's epoxy, and then skim coat and epoxy. There's no U-pole white primer underneath this because, you know, we basically worked on this whole area after we primed it the last time, so it was right to the skim coat. So we're going to take this tape line and move it up on the top side, and then work on this this flat area here, and see if we can get that to be a straight line up to that point. And Matt's working on the trunk, and we'll come back and show you a little bit more as we make some progress. All right, well, we've continued to make some progress here, and worked on, we had this taped off and blocked the roof down to it, and now we just taped the roof off and then blocked this up to it, and got it pretty straight. It's not perfect. There's a little bit of funkiness to it, but it's a million times better than it used to look. And I'm not going to chase perfection any more than that. And we also taped it across here too. There was a big dent right in this crease, right in here, and we pulled all that out and knocked it out from the inside and filled it up, filled it a little bit, and got a pretty straight line across there. And Matt, he's still back there working on the trunk lid. He did the same thing, you know, he scuffed it with 180 and then went with 320, and now he's just finishing up in 400, and it looks really good. The deck lid, one spot right here that broke through to the U-pole primer, the high build that's underneath, but looks like the rest of it's blocked out pretty good in 400. So he can't hear me, he's got his headphones in. We don't like the same kind of music. So you can see this side too, where we broke through again to the skim coat underneath, and got the line pretty straight down through there. So it's getting there. All right, well, we'll keep working, and just a gorgeous day out, and no reason not to keep hammering away. And we're just gonna take our time, do it right, and make sure we don't have to come back and do any rework, since this is the very last thing we're going to do before we put paint on it. Matt looking a little dirty there. All right, well, we'll go ahead and upload this. Got the hood, sail panel, got the reveal around the windshield all done. Basically, everything down to the quarter and down to the doors. And same thing on the A-pillars up here on the front. Those are done. And went ahead and blocked out the top part of this door just to see how it would block. That's the U-pole primer, and it just laid down smoother. It really did. And I don't know if it's my gun or what, but once we cut this with 180 and then started, with 320 and then 400 on the matrix primer, it sanded just as good and nice. But starting out, this U-pole stuff sanded a lot easier just because it laid down a lot smoother. So next time I spray the matrix, which I like, and it's super thick, build on there, we'll be playing around with the gun settings more and and figure out how to get it to lay on there better. But that's a wrap for tonight, and we got a test panel just real quick. I was going to show that we're going to paint this week, and I'm going to have a couple of questions about the two-tone and how to lay it out. So I'll probably, when we paint this test panel, we'll do that. This thing, I hate to do body work on a test panel, but the dents were just so bad that wanted to get some idea of what it would look like. And this was the deck lid that came off the car, and I don't know if it'll show up or not, but it's oh yeah, a little bit of rust coming out of it there. It's in bad shape, or at least the support structure and the underside of it is. The outer skin is actually rust free, just a bunch of dents in it. So anyway, I'll quit rambling, upload this, and we'll be back tomorrow night with more on the test panel.